Howdy folks, Laxo here. And today we are going to go ahead and get into the Halloween event. We just got another Halloween event. So we're going to go ahead and talk about everything in the Halloween event, including War Souls and all that good stuff. So let's go ahead and hop into it here. Alright. First things first is, this is, surely enough, this is not the same Halloween event we just got, but this is the prior year's Halloween event where we had Nemu. That's right, we had Nemu the prior year to this one. So between both games, we have gotten 3 of the 4, now 5 Halloween events. I think the last 3 years have been a repeat Halloween event. So between this year, we've gotten all the Halloween events between both games, which is kind of funny. So let's go ahead and take a look here at what we get for draws. Looks like we get nothing outside of the ordinary, We get the 10 pulls here, 10 awakened essences. We get another pumpkin morsel. Just a heads up that if you already have this morsel, you could just use the extra one that you're going to get from this event. You can just use that to level up another morsel. That's what I've been doing with my total morsels since I've already had like 3 or 4 extra total morsels, so I went ahead and used those to just upgrade other ones. Next we get 40 of those, not bad. We get Nemu's weapon. I think we'll get quite a few Nemu's weapons. We get another one there. I think that's the last one we get, yeah. So we'll get 2 more Nemu's weapons. So if you already have weapon at blue, you can get her weapon to purple at this event. And from there we get the first Warsoul. This is the Hat Warsoul. So, alright, the Hat Warsoul, let's see what I could do to pull this one up. I'll have to swap scenes here to the full screen. Alright, go ahead and swap to this, go down to, let's see here, which one was it? It wasn't Timeline, it was 7X Games, there we go. Alright, so let's take a look at the Hat Warsoul first, or the Witch's Hat Warsoul. It says, actually, let's go like that. There you go. Alright, it says, increase the character's HP by 1500, or by 15%. When HP falls below 50%, gain 12.5% increased damage reduction rate. This effect cannot be dispelled. So, I am not gonna say that I know 100% how this thing functions 100% of the time, but I'm pretty sure when you fall below 50%, you get the 12.5% increased damage reduction rate, and you keep it. So, there are other Warsouls that do pretty much the exact same thing, but I think this one you get to keep the damage reduction, because if not, I'll go over the other Warsoul I'm thinking about here in a sec. But this is the Flying Broom Warsoul. Increase the character's attack by 15% and crit chance by 12.5% when using rage attacks. So, when you use a rage attack, you get an extra 12.5% increase crit chance. Now, this sounds awful. It does. But I'm thinking that you can probably double dip. When using rage attacks, increase your crit by 12.5%. I think if you use multiple rage attacks, you might double that, then triple that, then quadruple that. I'm honestly not 100% sure. I haven't really used these Warsouls ever on my main account. I don't have either one of these Warsouls because back when Nemu first released, I didn't really spend money on this game at all, ever. That's why I always say, within the first year or year and a half or so of the game, I was pretty much free to play with this game. I didn't spend very much money ever. I didn't get either one of these Warsouls on my main account, so I had to look at somebody else's Warsouls and then screenshot these because I don't even have these Warsouls. So, let's go ahead and swap back over to this here. So those are both War Souls. I'm going to take another look here at other War Souls, but this is the end of the timeline here. So we get another broom, so that's where you're gonna increase your broom color to purple. Then you get this, then 100 more of her shards, then that, 100, then that's just 100, 100, 100, 100, 100, all the way down. I'll probably stop at 1200 as usual. I always stop at 1200. On Nemu, honestly, I might stop at 1000. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure. I don't know what the next event's going to be either. If on the regular Bleach Immortal Soul servers, the next event would be the Christmas event, because it goes October, November, December. So I'm pretty sure it's Christmas event, next event. But we're going to have on the 7X Games version of this. If you guys did want to download the game, check the description. I'll tell you how to download it and all that good stuff. We're probably going to have about 3 more events or so before we get to the Christmas event. I could only imagine that we're going to have 2 Christmas events during December, and maybe 1 during December or 1 in January as well. So we'll have to see when the time comes. I don't know I don't know the timeline of events we're going to be getting. But nonetheless, let's go ahead and take a look at other War Souls, because that's what I... let's go ahead and swap games here to regular Bleach Immortal Souls. That way I could take a look at the regular War Souls, because once again I'm still leveling up the War Souls on my 7X Games account. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of these War Souls and we can talk about them. Alright, so the crit War Soul that we get, which is the Flying Broom War Soul, which is the crit War Soul, is pretty much equivalent to this. You get 12.5%. Let's see here. It is, 12.5% crit chance. So this is 25% crit chance. So if you get 3 rages off, I think it's equivalent to this, if not better than this, because you get the 15% extra attack as well. As you can see, crit chance, you don't get the 15% extra attack. And then the other War Soul, I'd like to say is equivalent to the Vigilance War Soul, because this is 22% damage reduction. So if you go above and below, again, I'm not 100% sure how this works. I'll have to defer to my friend again over here, and he could probably say whether this works or not. I've never gotten these War Souls, so I couldn't tell you guys how it exactly works. But Vigilance War Soul, as you can see, you get the 15% HP, but you also get 22.5% damage reduction. Now, if I had a thought, I'd probably say that if you go above and below the 50% threshold, I feel like you would double, triple, quadruple stack damage reduction, because there's no way that they'd be giving you the Witch's Hat War Soul, which would just give you a flat 12.5% increased damage reduction rate, when you can get the Vigilance War Soul, which everybody has, which is 22.5% damage reduction rate. So I would only assume that is how they works, because again, they wouldn't give you a better War Soul a lot easier to get, or a harder War Soul. A worse War Soul easier to get, or harder to get, I apologize. But then again, I don't know, the devs of this game are not the 7X Games version I can't really speak on, but the base version of this, or the regular version of this game, the devs aren't really exactly the smartest, brightest, or competent, I should say, devs in the game. They're pretty bad, actually. They're pretty freaking annoying. That's why I prefer to play the... Well, I shouldn't say prefer. That's why I am playing the 7X Games version of this game, because the devs on the regular game are just absolute buffoons. Absolute buffoons. So, yeah, that's that. I think that the best bet would be to probably get to the 1,000 mark. If you are really interested in getting the War Souls and really capitalizing on this event, then probably do 1,200. But for the most part, I'll probably get to 1,000. I might push to 1,200. Nemu is a very, very good character, and we all want a 14 star her. So you might want to go ahead and 1200 this. But again, if you're a paying player, then do 8 bajillion pulls in this. It doesn't matter to you because it only costs you like $1 for 100 pulls. So do your thing. Me, again, I'm still free to play, so I prefer to just do the pulls that I can get and go from there. Anyways, guys, that's going to wrap this one up. If you guys enjoyed this content, like, comment, subscribe as usual. If you want to download this game, again, I am enjoying it. We have events literally all the time. There's never a time where we don't have events. And I've been playing this game for several months now. So it's a lot better, a lot easier, a lot funner, and it's free. Downside is China, but you know, it is what it is. At least it's not like Temu where they, you know, pry you and destroy all your privacy and information, you know, and sell it and all that garbage. Or at least not that I know of. I haven't had that problem yet. So with that, guys, catch you in the next one. Peace.